ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having an amazing day, and maybe not. Depends what kind of positions you're in from over the weekend. But it's another big drop today. Started out late last night, about 10:30. No, that was never mind. But yeah, right from the European markets, we've just seen nice pull down the whole night. So let's go ahead and make sure all can hear me. Please type the number 1 in the comments section, that chat box. Let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. As we do, keep in mind, everything we look at today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. Right? And if you like what you see, make sure you're following along on the various social platforms. Subscribe here on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, where we primarily broadcast this. But we've got a host of other social platforms that you definitely want to go ahead and check out. Appreciate that, everybody. Thank you. For the ones, let's put that back here. Not what I wanted. Where is my trade station? All right, seemed to have froze up. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the futures. All right, so we've had a little bit of recovery in the last couple of minutes on futures. Nothing crazy. We're still in an overall downward spiral. If we look at the ES, right, we gapped down in the overnight session. This was at 6 o'clock last night, and we ran. Here we are right about midnight or so. Kind of flattened off, and we got into some of the European market news, and that was the next big leg down. So we are down right now 81 points on the S&P. Huge move. 500 on the Dow. NASDAQ is down 300. We don't have to give 314. It's close enough. 300. The RUT is 38. Bitcoin is down $4,700 to $2,400 right now. Ethereum is down $400. It seems to be a 10% mover to the Bitcoin lately. At $1,250 a coin. Gold is down 23. Oil is down to 119. Woohoo! A little bit of relief. We're still planning on seeing 140 a barrel this summer. So just FYI, keep that in the back of your mind. We're actually down to 119.10 right now on crude. So overall, bearish day. Looks like we're going to have another bleeding day, another sell-off. So be cautious in what you're doing today. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at trades from last week. This is the opportunity you get to drop in the trades that you did. If there's something that you found that we did here last week, jotted it, drop it in the box, let us know. If you took a trade, it was funded, non-funded, it doesn't matter to me. We consider everything non-funded, right? It just makes life easier. You made money, you broke even, it cost you money, it doesn't matter. This is all about building community, and that's exactly what we're doing here with this. So let's go take a look at the tracking sheet from last week. And the one that I did, the only one I really wanted to focus on was Netflix, right? So let's go take a look at Netflix. Yes, Coinbase is one of ours for today, if you just happen to catch that, right? So Netflix, what did we get on Netflix last week? Downgrade by Goldman Sachs. They downgraded them to a sell from neutral. Yeah, we're neutral on them. We're not buy, we're not sell. And then we say, oh no, you should sell. Goldman Sachs, every one of their brokers picked up the phone and called their customers and said, sell, right? That's what's happening or happened with Netflix and still will be today for those they did not get through to, right? So we had a big gap down, went kind of sideways. I said we were looking at a bear call spread below 190, right? It's the only trade I did on it was the spread. Bear call spread, right? Above 190, not below 190. Bearish. Above 190. So I did the 190, 192 halves on the bear call spread. We got 45 cents. You're able to get out of them at a nickel. So not too bad. Pivot trade would not have given you anything. I didn't take it. It had just had too much of a move in pre-market. We got the breakout candle right here, but it never retested. So I never got a retest. And I certainly would not have taken a bounce. We were looking for a break and a fail. Right, I would have really loved to have seen it move back up to this level last week. Right, what is that? The R2. I would like to have seen it to move back up to R2 and fail, but it didn't. It broke through the R3 and never looked back. Right, and we never got a retest. And by the time we got anywhere near it, it was in the afternoon and wasn't interested in doing anything there. Right, so let's see what you guys dropped in. Not a whole lot here today. Let's see. Alan said, "Terrific Tesla." Yeah, fantastic. Tesla's been a good trading company lately. I don't have my tracking sheet from over the weekend, but it's been a good company for us lately. And then Sean said 41% on SPY puts. Excellent. Sean's put a system together, guys, using pivot points and some other proprietary things that he's developed, as well as taking some of the stuff that I have taught and what Amelia does. And he's taken what Brandon does with RSI, and he's combined that into his own system. And 41% on SPY on Friday, not too bad. And hey, here's the best part. You know where Sean was? Sean was down in Florida, right? He was on vacation the week before. Thursday, Friday, he worked there from the house in Florida. He's still able to trade. I want him to trade when he's working. That's the whole idea here, right? Is to learn how to trade, not to learn how to make a paycheck. And he was able to do that while on vacation, folks. That's the best part. Let's see. Frankie said 53% on an AMD put. Nice. Very nice. Good job. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at today's candidates. We don't have a whole lot on the docket today. We got 5 or 6 companies. That's about it. Let me get rid of last week's tracking sheet. And let's jump in. Coinbase. Woo, baby. So looking good right now, right? You're like, oh, that's not a bad move. It's got a little bit of downward direction to it. Yes. Push. Down $10 today to $48.80, $49 we'll call it. So let's see, 40, 60, 20. Yeah, we really need to split this level in half yet again, right? I mean, it's just the move has been too big. All right, so right now we're sitting at 49 and we've got 50, 64. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 61. Right? And what's going on with Coinbase? Well, it's pretty straightforward, right? Crypto, right? Bitcoin getting crushed down to 24,000 today. Crushed. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. I'm actually going to do a training where we're going to talk, probably in Mastermind, we're going to go over crypto and where it's going, where do we see supports and all that. So next is DocuSign, DOCU. Now, they were on our list last week. They were on Friday. Friday, DocuSign was earnings, right? We're looking at a bearish trade on earnings for them. They had a huge gap down on Friday, 21 points. It was nothing. It was too hard to try to get a credit spread. I couldn't get any premium. But they got a downgrade today, which is beautiful. They're down another $4, almost $4, 62.21 right now. So if we look at, look at that gap. Huge, right? 228 down to a wowzer, right? And right now we're sitting at 62. So let's scrunch this down a little. I don't think it's going to matter. 35. Yeah. So let's go ahead and split this manually again. Pull this out. And we're going to add in there the negative 236 and the 236 and the 764 level. So right now we're at 62.22. Y'all see that? We're at 62.22 on price right now in the stocks. That's stock price, and there's a support at 62.52. Right? You know what? Let's be cautious. That's off just a little bit. Let's fix it. 62.86. Okay. So we're right in the ballpark there of where it's going to be. We're going to look at a bear call spread above 72. Right, Robertson, been collecting premium on Amazon, selling weekly calls on the calls I bought for January 23, reducing the cost. Meta, QQQ, Apple with scalps, all with calls and puts, and collecting pretty good premium on SPX credit spreads. $1.20 was the credit spread on Friday. Great job, Robert. Great job. Not surprised to see you doing that, sir. Excellent. Excellent. All right, then we've got EDU. The only one that's out bullish today, at least they were earlier. Let's see if they're holding up. Right, EDU, yes, they're still up $1.73 right now. It's interesting. They're quoted here. If you look at them, look at the quote. It's 1.7300. The last price was 17.9400. Right, even their bids and asks are in that extra 00. Nobody else that I'm looking at has that on TradeStation. So I don't know what it is with these guys. If they're New Oriental Education. Maybe it's because it's an Asian company, possibly. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's just weird. They got an upgrade from JP Morgan right now. So they are at 18 bucks, right? So if they're at $18, they're right at resistance here. We would look at a bull put spread below 17. And I'm going to write aggressive. And the reason for that is the market's up today. So we want to be cautious with that. Right? Then we have MSTR. Right? We've got only 3 candidates up, guys. Go ahead and drop in the trades that you want me to take a look at. And we will definitely get to those. So MSTR, same with the crypto pullback, guys. Because of crypto, they are very heavily weighted. That's where they are. So, I mean, how bad can it be? Coinbase was $10, right? So they're down $51 right now on MSTR. 51 flipping dollars to the downside. They took a 25% haircut from where they were. It's a third of their current price now. So, yowzer, 152.5. So we've got to look at a bear call spread above 188. I don't know what you're going to get, but that's where it's got to be. T. Rowe Price, they got a downgrade today. Now, T. Rowe Price is a monthly option only, but there's 4 days left on their options, right? So, and again, it's a downgrade for them. So look, wow, just look at that rip-roaring bearish move. They're down to 111 right now. So let me see something. It's 13 points. We need a -5 in there. All right. So we were right at 115 on Friday's close. Right now we're sitting at 111. So we're looking at a bear call spread above 115. All right. Last is Zen. We're very Zen. Right. Downgrade from Morgan Stanley. So man, they have been in a rip-roar tear to the downside already, huh? Look at that. What a great bearish thrusting pattern. Well, after today, they're down another $3 to 62. Right? So, 48, 58, 68, 14. No, okay, so a couple things. I'm gonna pull that puppy out there. Let me go ahead and split this in half. All right, so right now we're at 62. We've got support at 56. We're going to look at a bear call spread above 65. All right, so let's see what candidates you guys have going out there. Good morning, Karen. Robert's asking for JP Morgan. Drop in the candidates, folks. What do you want me to look at for you today? We got JPM. Let me put it in trade station. We're down 287 right now. We'll call it 116.5. Right, so, let me go here. All right, so if we're at 116.5, so we're down between that 115, 118. Definitely, if I can get a pullback to the 118 and a drop on that one, Robert, I like it a lot, or the break of the 115. But right now, you're kind of in the middle there of this. So I need some movement somewhere to take the trade, or I'm looking at a bear call spread above that 118.5 level. All right. So I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments below. Robert's asking for Apple. Let me put it in trade station and see where it is this morning. They're down $4. Wow. Apple puts with a retest and a bounce down off my 136 line. We'll also consider pivot points for an entry and exit throughout the day. All right. So first thing is, let's see, with a retest and a bounce. Yeah. So Robert, right now, the only bad thing is, right, they're down at 133. So they've already dropped another, what did we say, $4 today. Let's see, 31 to 39. I got 8 points in there. I don't need a fib it, so our numbers are good. So I'm with you there, Robert. If you can get the retest and the drop, yes. If not, pivot points would be the way to go. So your trading plan, spot on, my friend. I hope it helps, Robert. Let me know. Let's see. Jaga is asking for SQQQ. which is the Pro Ultra. Let's see, move up, pull up, move up. So we've got, man, it's just tough. There's a lot of stair stepping going on, so it makes it more difficult with putting fibs in accurately. But we're going to go from there. That's a good, strong thrusting pattern. There's a nice pullback in there. All right, so this is the ultra short. So let me see, where is it at? This morning should have a nice boost. Today it's up 475. Let's see. So it's up 475. They do have weekly options available on them. They're sitting right now at 61, and we'll call it a half. Right? So we're right inside of here. 57 to 63 is 6. All right, we don't need to split that level in there. So we're sitting up in here right now. If I can get a retest at the 57 half and a bounce would be great. Credit spread down below if you want, but a little caution there on the shorts with spreads. All right, but I like it, Jago. I like it. I just need it to pull back to a key level first. I'm not the breakout trader. I would prefer to have a retest and a bounce first. All right, hope that helps. Let me know in the comments down below. Team Chief said US 30, please. Also, your thoughts on the movement before FOMC. So US 30, is that the 30-year bond you're talking about? Because I don't have that on my system. If that's what you're looking for, Team Chief, let me know. When we look at FOMC, right, we're going to get the increase. I don't doubt for a second we're getting the increase, right? FOMC is coming up on Wednesday, right? I don't doubt we're getting a half-point increase. They've actually built in now, they believe the next 2 increases are a half point. The third one, there's still a high propensity for half as well. Again, we get back to this, the Fed waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and then going, oops, let's raise a half and a half and a half and a half and have to ram it down our throats to try to get the economy back in line, to get inflation fixed up and all this great stuff. And every full point the interest rates go up is a 7 to 10% drop in the market. So no, a 5 to 7% drop. It's never a good thing for the markets because businesses have to pay more. So for me, Team Chief, everything is about short term right now. I am not interested in anything right now, anything at all that is where I'm holding positions overnight directionally. I'm not talking about credit spreads and things like that, diagonals, covered position. If I own stock, I'm writing covered calls on it. Robert's got Amazon calls. He's long term. He's writing covered calls on, right? I'm doing that. But I'm talking about for my trades right now, when you look at power option plays, which is our main resource that we teach off of as far as trading candidates goes, everything we're doing in there is day trading. I mean, I don't even write day trade on each one of the lines anymore. I write Adobe is our first candidate. They've got earnings coming up. I write DT for day trade on the next one, and I just draw an arrow straight down because I'm not taking anything as a swing trade. So my thoughts with FOMC are tighten up, if you haven't already, tighten up the amount of time you're in that trade to offset your risk there. So I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments down below. Alan said position number 1 today, which basically means he's back here. He's got his hands behind his head and he's watching what's going on. If you get too big of a move sometimes, that's probably not a bad idea. Yep, Tripp said my trio are all in the middle of the fibs positions for me right now. So position number 1 as well. So same scenario. Tripp looks at Micron and AMD and IBM, right? That's the trio. But they're all in the middle of nowhere. So you can fight it and try to trade it or sit back and wait for a different trade setup to present itself, right? If you've got the opportunity to watch the market a little bit, this is not a bad thing. And I know when I was working in manufacturing in 1997, I know there were no computers there, but I had a computer, a little tablet with an antenna on it that was just market. I paid $400 a month for the tablet. And I hated position 1 in the chair at lunchtime because that's the only chance I got to look at the market. I need a trade now or else I find nothing. And ironically, I learned to do this at the worst time of the day that I was trading off of is the lull in the markets at noon, right? All right, you're welcome. You're welcome, Jaga. Andres is asking for Tesla. So they got an upgrade. Tesla got an upgrade, right? But they're down today, big. It was the upgrade came with a note of ain't no EV manufacturer going to catch them. They got years of leadership in that industry. No one's going to beat them, period, the end. And that was the upgrade, but it didn't matter, guys. They're down 28 points to 668 right now. So we're down below the 83. So bearish for sure. 28 points might be tough. Let's see. Let's go look here. Tesla. All right, so we do have some room there, right? But where are we hanging right now? We're hanging around that S2.5, right? I really want to see it near a 3 or a 4 or a 1 or a 2. I don't want it near a half. I need it near a whole number. So either pull back up to the S2 and fail, or break the S3, retest, and drop. And there's my entry for the day of what I'm looking for, right? So it's a decent move either direction to get there, right? That's the only bad thing about it. But yeah, Tesla, great opportunity. And again, if you're into credit spreads, this is it, man. This is the bomb. Setups like this is exactly what I'm looking for, right? When it comes to spreads. As long as the premium's there, I am good to go. Karen's asking for SPY. So SPY down $8.50. It moves, we'll call it $9.50 a day normally from high to low. It's already down 8.5. Okay. Woo! That's why I use Wilder's average true range instead of just average true range. It takes into account the gap down, not just the high, the low, and the close, right? It takes the opening price into account as well. All right. So right now with SPY, we're sitting at 381, right? Sitting at 381 right now. So we're all the way down here at this 385. So if we can break the 385, awesome. Again, we'll see if there's anything that we can get on pivots. So, all right, where is it? It's right at that S3, Karen, right? So if we can get some, a little bit more drop to the downside, a retest of the S3 level, which is, can't see the exact number, but it looks like 381 and a quarter or so, 381.30. If we can get a move back up, retest and fail, actually a little bit move down, move up to retest and fail, then we've got some great opportunity down here to that 376. So there's really good movement. I'd scale out a half the trade at the 3.5, and I'd pull in right above the S4 as my second target. Actually, so let me say it this way, Karen. On a day like today with massive bearish news, right, that's going on, my trade would be this. I want the pullback, further drop rather, the pullback to the pivot point and the fail. There's the entry. Target 1 is going to be the midpoint, right? Just above that, half the trade, which means I'm going to assume 10 contracts for my example purposes. I'm going to sell 5. Target 2 is going to be the next pivot point. I'm going to sell 4. And then I'm going to put a trailing stop on the last contract, which if you get the runner, and you've heard me say it before, many of you have, there are many times we do 10 contracts and our last one is worth more money than the other 9 combined that we sold together. And today could be one of those types of days. Set a trailing stop on it. If you give a little bit back, no harm, no foul, right? But I like the idea of being able to get that runner going if possible. And days like today are the ones to do it with. Yep, there you go, Frankie. I like the way Tripp and Alan are thinking. Exactly. It's just, there's no reason we got to go fight all the time, and you got to take a trade. Jaga, Tesla is definitely going to be affected by Bitcoin since they're very heavily vested in it. But they're also NASDAQ, and everybody is getting crushed, right? It's just, everybody's just getting hammered right now on that tech side anyway, right? So, but yes, definitely they're going to feel the brunt because of Bitcoin. Yeah, Trip, let's take a look at Qs. We've got a few minutes. Qs right now are down 8. They're down as much money as the SPY is. 822. They're down to 280.5, we'll call it. Whew, goodness gracious. Let's scrunch that up. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's go to an F2 first, right? Let's do a little scrunch. So 72.86.14. Good. We don't need to fib it in there. And we're sitting right now at 281, we'll call it. So, Trip, same scenario, right? We broke through. How many times have we seen that happen before? We broke through this 286.86 level, and we came right back. Now we're there again. The question is, are we actually going to hold? But that's the key level is that 286. If we go back and look at pivots, all right, we look at pivots. There we go. So we are near that S3. So same scenario, Trip. Break the S3, retest, fail, half the target at just above the 3.5, the other half or majority of it just above the S4, leave one contract on as a runner, and go from there. If you're trading 2 contracts, you take the full trade off at S4 and call it a day, right? And don't worry about it. Let's see. Paul said, on SPY, for example, how long do you wait for the retest and fail before moving on for the day? Well, okay. I think what you're saying is, how long do I wait before entering the trade and setting it up where I can walk away from it and say I'm not doing it any longer? So, Paul, and I went to a smaller chart here on purpose, because of the way I use my 4-pack, I'm looking at the 5-minute as my signal. I'm looking at, which is the top center. I want my mouse on it right here, right? Nope, not that. Right in the middle there. The one on the upper left is a 1 minute. So I can watch the two together, and I'm looking for that retest and fail, that tweak, that kind of finesse into that trade off of the 1 minute, right? That's the key behind my entry to it. But if I don't see this happen within the first 15, 20, 30 minutes, what I'll normally do, if I really like it, I'll set an alarm up on it. The worst case scenario is the alarm goes off at 3:30 in the afternoon. Who cares, right? All right, I delete the alarm. But I've got alarm set up on TradeStation where it actually sends to my email address, my personal email address, and it's quick. We tested it the other day. It was about 30, 40 seconds, and I had an email that a level was triggered, right? Which is awesome. And of course, you can also set up that wonderful Aruga sound, right? Or whatever sound works for you. And I've got big speakers here. I don't think you can see them, but I've got 4 massive speakers up on the wall here, a big wired set. And you could hear these things halfway down the block if I blast it, right? So I could be upstairs on the 2nd floor in our bedroom doing something, and that Aruga sound goes off. I know it, man. I can hear it. And my wife walk around like this in the summertime when she's home because of it. Right? So I'm pretty quick with it, Paul. Half an hour, and then I'm setting alarms and doing my thing. Because here's the thing. Right now, it may seem very sexy that you are working a job and you want to just trade full time, and you'll sit here 6.5 hours, the full market, gladly, instead of having to sit in front of your office desk, for your full day. And I'm with you. I am with you. I get it. In the beginning, the allure is there, but I don't want to sit here for 6.5 hours. I don't have 6.5 hours. Besides, if I do, I very quickly shift from position 1 in the chair, and I kind of wiggle my way up to that keyboard and say, let's trade something now. And I'm placing poor trades just because of boredom, or I want to do something, So I get up, walk away, go do my thing, right? All right, good. You're welcome, Karen and Tripp. Good, Paul. Excellent. Say Hey said, been looking at the gap statistics on Meta, SPY, Roku, intrigued by the higher fibs on them. Higher fills on them when they gap up. And that's just it, right? So Sehei's talking about a proprietary system that I've put together where we look at when a stock gaps up or down, what day of the week it gaps, does it fill the gap, half the gap, 61.8% of the gap, and so forth, right? We can determine with a high probability, will this gap fill today or not? And what he talked about with the gap up on those, because there's gaps down and gaps up. Keep one thing in mind, say, hey, we've had a lot more bullish market than bearish market for times, right? So depending on the time frame you're looking at may have a difference in there. But it tells us, maybe on Meta, Facebook, right? Maybe Meta doesn't do as well on a downward gap and fill, but we're on the bullish gap, an up gap, right? Gap up, it does have a higher propensity to fill. So they are, and the great thing about it is, say, hey, there's no interpretation there. It's technical, pure. It's numbers, it's statistics. Hey, this stock gap today, what do we do? Right? Well, okay, it's gap $45 today. Should we take the trade? Well, it's never gap $45. We don't know if it's going to fill the gap. It gapped $6. Well, there's an 82% chance it's going to fill that gap. Wait, but the gap was up. Oh, on the up, there's a 97% chance it's going to fill that gap. Right? That's the statistics. And you're right. Say, hey, they're awesome. They're awesome. Right? Fantastic. Guys, we got a lot of trainings coming up today. Make sure you go on over to our tradinglikeaboss.com. And today you got Power Hour at noon. We're actually going to go into some of the various stocks here. We've got a great topic planned out for today as well. So make sure you get yourself in there, get registered, and look at everything else that's on here, folks. If you're really trying to key in, you know, we're making a big push this week on what we're calling the Great Freebies, right? We're using the Great Gatsby theme in there. And that's what this is. It's everything that's on here is free content for you. So take advantage of it, you know, get a good idea of what we're doing out there, and just listen, immerse yourself in the stuff we do. You want to do what I do, then do what I do. I put all these trainings together for you, so take advantage of them. With that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And the greatest news of all is my daughter got engaged yesterday, so I am stoked. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see all of you at noon today at Power Hour. All right, take care, everybody. See you then. Bye for now.